Hello everybody. Welcome back to Z2X. I'm here again, joined by the X in the
The
Z.
X generation and the
Yes.
Z generation, the mama of the
Yeah.
mama.
Yeah. And what will we be covering here today?
Oh my gosh, the bombshell that just came out on Friday or Monday. I think most people actually heard about it on Monday because it was filed Friday. Is the sexual assault? I don't know if I can say SA and
You already
SH.
you already said it.
All right, from now on, after this, I won't say it anymore. I'll just do the abbreviations because I think that that's what happens. Like you said, they say it too much.
Well,
Anyway,
it's
the
how early you say it in a video.
yeah, it's sexual harassment and assault, a civil claim against Tyler Perry, by an actor who act in one of his shows. Did you remember which show
Derek
that was?
Dixon who worked on Tyler Perry's show Ruthless and The Oval.
Yeah,
I
that's
I
right.
swear I saw Terry Perry's The Oval, which came out in 2019. I swear I
Mm-hmm.
heard of this show before. Yeah, I definitely
Yeah,
have.
it's pretty. It was pretty popular.
It was about the
Um,
Oval Office and stuff like that.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
uh, let's see, The Oval and Tyler Perry Ruthless.
Is Ruthless the one that's number one right now, or which one is
No,
that?
no,
It's
those are the
on
ones that
Netflix.
these are the ones that he worked on. It was a
Oh, gotcha.
that the accuser was
Oh,
in
yeah, yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Currently Tyler Perry his new show
Is on
is
Netflix.
She the People, I think. Yeah,
No, I don't think that's the one. I don't
Straw.
think that's Straw. That's the number one.
Yeah, if I load up Netflix
That's
right
the one
now.
that's running number. It's pretty close to number one right now.
Number
Straw.
two, I think, is
Oh.
the last time I checked, it was number two, I think, or well, I like when I
Anyway,
checked the article.
so this dude,
Yeah, Straw.
Dixon. What's his first name?
Derek Dixon.
Derek Dixon. That almost sounds like a porn name, but anyway,
Yeah.
um, he worked for Tyler Perry in those two movies. He's known him since 2019, I believe, and apparently, Tyler Perry had sent him. He SH'd him.
Evocative. If first of all, he sent him very evocative messages, and
Provocative.
yeah,
Yeah.
which then led like kind of snowballed into him, groping him, and even allegedly at his house once while Derek Dixon was incredibly drunk. Basically
Tried
lured him
to.
to his bed and then tried removing or successfully removed his clothes. Actually, but not
Yeah.
yeah, it's currently the details are still all coming out, but like
Yeah, yeah, because so the lawsuit is it's a civil lawsuit, not a criminal, because they're clearly and I think that it's not criminal because he didn't actually are him. Um,
also I'm just gonna say
so
it's actually way harder to get money or um like criminal suits are just way harder to deal with because you're like
yeah, well, because it has
criminals.
to go through the judge and they have to a grand jury, and a grand jury decides if it should be prosecuted. And
Yeah,
I think this guy was afraid that because Tyler Perry is so in the business that he wouldn't get a fair criminal trial. Is what I think.
yeah, it's much
Um,
easier to avoid a criminal trial
yeah,
than it is a civil one.
yeah, but he really did he's bringing receipts like in
Text
his
messages.
deposition. Oh my gosh, they were nasty. Oh
I,
my
d-
lord.
I didn't read any of them personally, but like
Yeah. So he was telling him like he wanted to hide his feelings from other castmates. So he did it. Okay. Also, and a part of this lawsuit is called a quid pro quo, which means that he led him to believe that if he would give him a pilot of his own and help
yeah, get
finance
him
it,
his
and he
own
also
show.
yeah, and paid him more because of some of the stuff that he did also. So he said when he wanted to hide this from his castmates, he also said these are text messages that Tyler Perry sent him, Dixon. He also wanted to choke him. He liked being choked sexually, and it excited him.
And also after I'm pretty sure it was something weird, like after he mentioned this, then like the next episode on the show, Derek's character was choked by another character, like attacked and
Yeah,
choked.
yeah. And so this Derek guy, he said he kind of put up with it because, he felt like it was a nice stepping stone from his career. Like he didn't really know what to do.
Well,
But
because
he also
yeah.
brought up in that claim that Tyler Perry is synonymous with P. Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and Cosby because of the way that he used his influence
And treated him, because
and
also pro
treated
quo
him. Yeah.
specifically, it's not just if you do this, I'll do this for you. It specifically is like if you have to do this for me, and I'll give you benefits,
Uh-huh.
but if you don't, then I will ruin you. I will
And he
mess you
said
up.
that. And that was one of
It's
actually the
like
text
blackmail.
messages. Yeah, he did do that. He said to him that if you tell anybody, or he called him actually. So that's a hard one to prove too. But it coincides with
If you
the time
quit
frame.
and if you quit and mention the sexual harassment, if you mention anyone anything, if you stop doing the show like period and stuff, I'll or like try and do any of this stuff, I will kill off your character. I'll kill off your
Yeah,
character in the
yeah,
show, and
yeah. And he also said, let's
which did end
see,
up
if
happening,
you,
by the way. Derek's character in
yeah.
one of his shows was shot 4 times in the chest.
Well, yeah, but Derek had already said he was going to leave by then because he told him in another, I think, an email or something to Tyler Perry that he was not comfortable with the way that he kept SHing him, and that he wanted to leave because it was mentally unstable for him. It was hurting his mental health,
Yeah.
and that he was just going to leave. And then they're like, well, if you don't say anything, then we'll give you paid medical leave to quit your contract because he still had a contract for one more season, which was like 400,000.
Hmm.
And but they didn't. When he quit, they wouldn't give him paid leave. They just cut him off and said, we're no longer wanting to work with you. So Tyler Perry says that it's a scam and he's after money, but this sounds pretty legit. I mean, clearly he's bringing some receipts with these
The
text messages.
From a lawyer that I
And
listened to, their like text messages are really damning stuff. Like they're very
yeah.
big evidence towards
And
cases
one
like
of the
this.
text messages was like, "I love how I feel right now, but I don't like to be so horny." He's like, "Everything is so sexual with me right now. Why? I want a day of Dixon. When can I have a day of you?" Like, and there were like some of them even more. He don't. That's only the ones that he kind of put in the civil
The
suits.
ones
I
that are
think there's
currently
more.
shown, however, there's allegedly
Yeah,
much
there's a
more.
lot. Well, there's years. There's 3 years worth of these text messages and emails that apparently he kept. Again, Tyler Perry is saying it's a scam, but come on, dude, he's got receipts clearly. And I mean, I kind of assumed Tyler Perry was gay, but now it really, you know,
He
it shows it.
he kind of looked it.
Well, and he just seems a little more effeminate, I mean, not to say that all gay men are effeminate, because I know some gay men who aren't, but it's just like, I don't know. I think I think that, and this is the only guy that's done this, right? And he gave his name, which in California, he could have been anonymous and done it. Even in a civil case, he could have been anonymous. But he gave his name and he wants 260 million. I think he did that to be like this, like step up and be the brave person, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more cases coming against Tyler Perry. And I think the reason why he brought up the Diddy and the Weinstein is because he knows that of other people who've been harassed by him. And he's kind of saying, hey,
When people
look,
go this far
it's
out, by
open
the
door
way,
now.
yeah, when people go
Yeah,
this far out, by the way, it's usually never just quote unquote the first time. Like people
exactly.
don't just all
Yeah.
of a sudden, like 50 years into their career, be like, actually, I'm a predator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
And
I'm going all
yeah.
out.
And some people, of course, are trying to blame him for credibility, and he wants the money. But I'm like, dude, he's a producer. This guy Dixon is a producer and an actor. He can be blacklisted from career by putting out his name. Like I said, he could have been anonymous, but he didn't. I think he's just trying to pave the way for other people to have. I think it's going to be a big. It's. I think it might end up being like a P Diddy thing. Um, maybe not as graphic and gross as, I mean, come on, how grosser can you get with the P Diddy stuff? But I have a feeling. I mean, this is my opinion, a feeling. It's all allegations. It's alleged. We should always say that. He is innocent till proven guilty.
Hmm.
It's alleged, but I really do think he has a strong case because of all the text messages and emails that's going on, and the fact that he did give his name and it could ruin his career, and he knew that, and yet he still did it. I don't think it's for fame or anything. I think he said he's mentally, like, it really physically and mentally, like, put a, you
Put
know,
a hamper on him.
yeah, and he just felt like he was used the whole time, even though he liked working on the show. He said it just got worse and worse.
I
And
mean, I mean, yeah, you can,
SH just would not stop.
Here's
And
the
he would
thing,
try to get
though.
him
Yeah,
drunk,
if
and he would text him and call him all night long, like he was obsessed with him.
yeah, but here's the thing. You can like working on something. You know, I could be like, I love this burger, but every time I get the burger, you stab me in the balls. You know, I'm gonna be like, hey, I don't like this burger, I don't like this anymore. I'm gonna be honest.
Get the burger. That's a weird analogy. I would say the burger and it makes you sick to your stomach every time you eat it, but it tastes so good when you're doing it. That would probably be a
Well,
better
I'm
analogy.
I'm
Or he
lactose
liked-
intolerant, so you know, and I eat ice
Yeah,
cream,
it's
so that
your ice
analogy
cream
wouldn't work.
story.
Yeah.
It's your ice cream story. Yeah, I think that this is some serious allegations. And I know Tyler Perry is they all do this. Even P. Diddy did this, and Harvey Weinstein did it. They're like, oh, they just want money. They just want all of this. But it always ends up being, you know, he's got the receipts. He's got the receipts. Now, I don't know why he did. Well, you know what? He might not have gone to the Actors Guild because he's an actor, and the actors have an Actors Guild due to the connection that Tyler Perry has. And I'm going to say it, Tyler Perry is a very well-known black presenter and an entertainer, and this guy is a white dude. He might have felt like he didn't want to have a race thing going on, you know what I mean? And it might end up being that way. Now, this is speculation on my part of why he didn't kind of come forward. I don't know if this other guy, Dixon, is gay. I think that because he put up with a lot.
He put up with a lot, but at the same time, a lot of the people that, you know, like Diddy done diddled, I don't think were per se like homosexual either.
Yeah. He's a handsome dude, this guy, and the actor, and yeah, he's quite handsome. Let me see how old he is, if I can find his stuff. Derek Dixon. I mean, wow. I think it's kind of brave of him that he's put himself out there and that he gave his name. He doesn't have it. I don't know how old he is, but he looks relatively young.
He looks like maybe late 20s. I'd etch him at.
I would get, yeah, and he looks like he was probably a model. He's quite handsome.
Yeah, look up his age real quick.
I'm trying to look up his age. Let me look it up. Let's see. I have his height and everything. Actor's age. All it has is the lawsuit or that's coming up, the civil suit.
I feel like he's an actor. Should we? Okay, I can't find his age either.
I know, right? Well, some actors might not want to.
But usually all that stuff's known, so it's just kind of weird, you know.
Okay, here it is. Let's look on
IMDb, yeah.
IMDb. Why do I always do that wrong?
The way you just gotta think of it, you just gotta think, I am the boss, right? That's the...
I am the boss. Okay, it doesn't, let's see, personal details. It doesn't have anything on here. It just has, everything's updated now that he has a civil case against him, against Tyler Perry. And says, like, what really happened to him in the Oval lawsuit against Tyler Perry, and his response explaining, well, I don't know what Tyler Perry's, I don't think his response is a very good response. I think he probably would have said that these are horrendous charges. You know, nobody, you know, I don't think that.
Well, also, he should have brought his own receipts back, I feel like, in a response, because, I mean, public reception does matter, like, a lot, and he did not help at all when it came to that.
Yeah. It doesn't have very much information. We'll have to find out. He's tall. Good Lord. He's 6'5".
Good
He weighs
lord.
190 pounds. Oh no, this is the wrong Derek Dixon. I think this is a.
Like a bodybuilder that, or something?
No, it looks like he was like a baseball player. I think is what it was.
I'm pretty sure I've heard of
Or basketball player.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Derek Dixon is a very basketball player name. I don't know. Like, that
I don't
seems
know.
that seems
Well,
like you'd be a basketball player. You feel me?
right. Well, he doesn't seem very old, but he said that it started in 2019 or 2021 was the actual physical assault, and I guess that Tyler Perry called him. I mean, he basically when he went home, he's like, I don't want to. He didn't reply to his messages. He didn't reply to his phone calls. Like he would just go, and Tyler Perry went off trying to get him to, you know, say he didn't do it. But also when he finally, I think that was actually in 2019, but when he finally quit, or the assault was in 2020, when he finally quit and said that he wasn't the assault, the Tyler Perry's production team basically victim blamed him, and because they said that he should have said something when he did, and I think it was actually when Tyler Perry was calling him and talking to him about the assault. He said it was Dixon's fault because he's so attractive. Like, how gross is that?
That is the same behavior that like men that are like, oh, she deserved it because she was wearing a short dress. Like that's the exact same.
So yeah, that's what he said. So Dixon was saying that when he was saying no to Tyler Perry when he was trying to assault him, he when Tyler Perry called him back to apologize for being drunk and being inappropriate is what Tyler Perry had told him.
Well, that's what abusers
said,
do. Like that's a common abuser tactic where they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and then they just do it again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then he said, well, that was his fault that he didn't make it known that he didn't want. Tyler Perry said that Dixon didn't make it known that he didn't want to have relationships with Tyler Perry. He didn't say no strong enough and more often. He only said no a few times. Like, I guess no doesn't really mean no until you really say no.
Do you have to like change it like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary or something? Like you got to do an invocation of no?
Yeah, because he didn't say no more aggressively, that it wasn't, then it's his fault because that Tyler Perry came on to him like that because Dixon didn't say no more aggressively that Tyler Perry's drunk state could understand.
I'm pretty sure no is,
no means no. But so also I think the lawyers were saying the quid pro quo aspect of this, that so after all that was done and said and done, Tyler Perry offered Dixon a raise and offered him, with that apology phone call, and offered him his own pilot that he had been wanting since the first time they met, when Tyler Perry kept talking to him, he was kind of coming on to him then. So the guy kind of was like, I guess I'll just,
suck it up, basically.
I'll suck it up with him flirting with me. I just won't get alone with him, but he said it just got so much that he just couldn't
kept
take
pushing
it,
basically.
Yeah, and it was bordering on, again, harassment and assault. And so that's when Dixon was like, I'm leaving. I can't do this. And Tyler Perry is like, don't tell anybody, don't do this, don't do that. And then he said, I can't, I'm just going to quit the show, even though his contract was not done yet. And then I guess Tyler Perry's his production company said that the guy quit on his own and that he just left and canceled his contract, so they're not paying him anything. And there's no medical leave, even though they said that they would do the medical leave for him to leave so that he didn't do this. And that was in 2021. Now, the devil's advocate of everybody is saying, okay, why did he wait so long to
that's the classic
bring these allegations up? What's your opinion of why I have an opinion of why he waited.
Usually people wait like that long because just like, I mean, one, fear. There's a fear aspect to that. I feel like,
exactly,
of like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because this guy literally, he's got some serious power to him, like.
Oh my God, he's one of the biggest producers in the black entertainment right now. He moved his studio to Atlanta, Georgia because he wanted more black representations in TV and
Yeah.
in movies. And he's got, he's a comedian, everybody usually loves him. But those are the ones sometimes like P. Diddy, everybody kind of
Everyone,
like,
everyone, everyone loved Diddy
yeah. And
until they
but
didn't.
anyway, exactly. And I think that he was fearful. Again, I'm going to say one, the race thing might have been a big deal of it too. But what do you think is another one besides fear?
Besides fear, I mean, like, I think everything stems from fear in a way, but just different aspects of it.
Yeah,
I
I think
think,
you're right.
I think for his, a big part of it also, aside from just raw fear, is like, I mean, reputation loss too.
Yeah, yeah. No matter what, his reputation, but I think he was waiting because look at how much people turned on P. Diddy
Oh, 100%.
and
But now P.
and
Diddy's came
Weinstein.
out.
Yeah, exactly. And people are like, oh, they were telling the truth. And I think that he's trying to ride that and go, hey, this is the time. It's true. This is what's happening. And I do think that he did give his name because he wants other people to step up and be brave. And they can do it anonymously in California.
Yeah, in
'cause he filed
California,
it
you
in
can be a John
California.
Doe or Jane Doe. The
Yeah,
only
and
risk
they,
is if it's taken somewhere else, the court case. However, all the crimes happened in California compared to Diddy's case, which a lot of people got revealed, like
are you sure all the crimes happened in California? Because I think Tyler
well,
Perry's studio is in Atlanta, Georgia.
well, if the case itself is what's it
Oh,
called?
he brought the case in California. Because he lives in California. So I think you can do the case wherever you live. I doubt he'd want to bring it to Atlanta, Georgia, because again, Tyler Perry would probably win in a civil case.
Yeah.
And because the demographics are definitely going to be on his side. Not that they might just like look at it as a cash cow. Although I don't think he is. I think that because he has receipts. Again, he has years of text messages and emails showing the harassment that he was put through of this guy endlessly just trying to get him to be with them.
Yeah.
Get him to get down with them.
Get down with Mr. Perry.
Yeah, I mean, it was like he was ruthless, just like his show. He was ruthless.
Yeah, now that's a good pun right there. His show was ruthless.
And he was ruthless. He was not going to back down with that, trying to flirt hard. But again, if he's your boss, he's the producer, and he's flirting, quote unquote, with this dude, but with sexual innuendos left, right, and center, that is again using your position in a
Inappropriate manner. And it's the power
extremely
dynamic there, yeah.
It is complete power dynamic. And I mean, I just think this dude is brave. If it's true, which obviously the text message showed there was harassment. Now the other stuff, of course, is going to be he said instead of he said, she said. He said, he said. I don't think many people are surprised that Tyler Perry is
gay.
I don't think that's the surprise part. But
that's not the crime being done here, honestly.
No,
that's...
exactly. Nope. And I think that I think he's got the receipts. I mean, whether he wins 260 million, probably not. But I think he wanted it to be out there big time. I mean, that is like, what did the lawyer say about that? You said you watched that part.
Specifically, what again?
About the lawsuit and the finance of.
It's because so basically how much he's doing is it's sort of like a. Personally, he wouldn't do it like immediately up front. However, it is a way to catch headlines.
The lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer was like, it's a way to catch headlines, and most of the time they don't actually get that like 7-8 figure like, like money cows right there. But the actually, isn't that 9 figures? That's 9 figures. Yeah, they usually don't.
260 million.
However, it kind of sets like a level and a stage, and then from there, he's like, usually I talk to like the jury or something and get something sorted out, and like what they think is fair.
Yeah, or they do a settlement.
Yeah,
But
well,
I
that's what I mean
wonder if
for.
he's
But that's the thing. He didn't want to do
yeah.
the settlement though, or probably is not going to want to do the settlement because in a lot of these cases, reputation matters more than everything. That's why, like, um,
That's why he's
yeah,
doubling down that this is a scam.
this is
This is a
yeah,
scam.
because like it doesn't matter if it's like, oh, you're caught, you're quote unquote innocent. You can still have a lot of stuff like ruined, even if it's proven false. A good example is even if proven false stuff. Justin Roiland, the creator of Rick and Morty, he had accusations against him, and they were proven false. But hey, the
He's still
damn
a weirdo.
he's still. I still think he deserved to be kicked off the show for other reasons. But like,
I'm like, he's still a weirdo.
I still think it sucks though to have your shit taken away. Because of false, because of not something that's righteous, but because of something false. And that's why these people fight it so hard, because reputation matters more than the money. It's not about the money.
But this dude he's got receipts. I mean,
Yeah.
he clearly has had text messages and emails from Tyler Perry. It's not like he's just pulling this out of his butt. Like the girls from Jared Leto stuff, that's a he said, she said stuff. This is like Cassie and P. Diddy stuff. This is stuff that you've got receipts backing you of what the heck happened, of how he felt harassed.
Yeah.
If anything, he literally was harassed. Tyler Perry can say, oh, it was just normal flirtation or whatever, but still, it was unwanted flirtation.
Yeah.
Clearly,
100%.
Even if say he said it was, but then he changed his mind. I'm talking about Dixon. He can say no anytime. He can change his mind at any time. And still, Tyler Perry held all the cards for his career, which is a no bueno, to be picking up someone that you're their boss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It just is not good. It's not good.
It's
But
not
I
a
have
good precedent.
I have a feeling this is going to turn into a lot of people coming forward, and we'll see how it goes. It could be, like Kevin Spacey. A lot of people came forward, but then he never was prosecuted. But it definitely hurt his reputation. But I think with this one, though, there is receipts. He's bringing the receipts.
Yeah.
And that's going to make a big deal. So we'll see this week, but I have a feeling the next couple weeks we're going to start seeing a bunch of people coming forward. Just my opinion.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I'm wrong lots of times, but
yeah, hey.
Yeah, and I feel like, oh my gosh, we've been doing a lot of lawsuits lately in the Hollywood, but hey, all of these predators are
Okay, how about we'll stop doing it when they stop touching people, all right?
Stop touching. Now, where did he touch you? Show me on the doll.
Show
me on the doll where he hurt you.
It would be easier to point out where he did it.
I know. I was thinking about the Rick and Morty things.
Yeah.
And also, if these guys wouldn't be such freaking harassers. I mean, they're harassing and they're using their power really in an inappropriate manner.
Incredibly inappropriate. Yeah.
Regardless of male or female. It's just inappropriate behavior and quite frankly disgusting. It's like if it was the business person doing this, they would. And I mean, oh yeah, I forgot. And the Dixon dude did go to the production company, the higher ups, and did complain about it.
And they did nothing about it, of course.
And they did nothing about it. And they basically said that, yeah, that's just an accusation. They didn't even, so he did go to the higher ups. That's right. He did. He said that in his claim that they didn't do anything. So he might be actually wanting to sue the production company also.
The production company, that'd be a pretty good, honestly, go-to.
Yeah, and well, maybe he's just, laying the groundwork for this. And I think they even said like, I think they're the ones that said, well, we can give you a medical severance if you leave. But he said they just ignored him for quite a few months and didn't do anything. They're like, whatever, it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, this is a mental health problem now at this point. I can't even imagine. And then you think, so he ended in 2021, 22, but that was like during COVID, lockdown. California was all locked down up until almost 23, 24. So I can see him, and then all the P. Diddy stuff coming out, that him getting his courage to go, nope, I'm going to bring this in the public eye now. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be more people that come?
I have a feeling because again, you don't go 30 years into your career and all of a sudden like become a freak.
Yeah. And the text messages showed that he was freaky. Um, yeah, I think there might be. I think that he's valid in harassment charges. I don't know about the assault because, of course, that's a he said thing. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on this. But I think it might end up being a big deal.
Yeah,
It's
big
just,
big deal.
I know, it's crazy. Like you said, wish they would stop being predators in Hollywood, then we wouldn't have to talk about this.
100%.
I wish Hollywood would do better. I wish they would be better all around. I wish they would go back to making better movies, better shows, and
When the best film that's come out in this year is the Minecraft movie, you know, great
I
movie,
think there was
but
some other one. There was some other movie that was the better, and I can't remember what it was, but it was something. It was not a. It's not a thought provoking, and they always want to put their agenda in the movies anymore. You know, I mean, it's just like or remakes, constant remakes. I'm so over it. They do a horrible job at it too. But
yeah.
yeah,
But anyways,
I think
that's all. I feel like, you know.
yeah, I feel like that was a big, huge, bow this
Um,
afternoon when
it's
or
definitely
this week.
career ending. Also, by the way, if you're curious, all the articles were like 16 hours ago, almost every single one. So,
Oh, were they?
yeah.
Yeah. I knew it. When I woke up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, I was seeing like some articles and some videos, and I was like, wow, this is because he filed it on Friday. This is Wednesday. We're probably going to have this up tomorrow on Thursday. Um, but he filed it on Friday afternoon. So I think most people didn't even get the thing until Monday or Tuesday and looked into it, you know. So it is fresh, hot off the press. You know, this
Yeah.
might be a P Diddy 2.0, Tyler Perry. TP, not PD.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, I think that's all. We'll see more when it comes about, and maybe we'll have something nicer and happier next week to report on or
Yep.
to talk about. I mean, we like to do our chit chat, but it is kind of a gossipy thing, but at the expense of somebody's mental health and
Yeah,
well-being.
that's fair. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Bye
Bye.
bye.